If, like me, you own a lot of legacy tech in your studio, every now and then you're going to have to get your screwdrivers out. And the reason why you're going to have to get your screwdrivers out is because inside most legacy tech there is a battery, and that battery powers or keeps the memory alive when there is no mains power on the unit. So it basically, all those sounds that you've saved into the sound banks are kept alive because there is a battery in there. Every now and then that battery needs changing. Typically in most of these units it's a CR2032 battery, which is a little round battery, typically found in car key fobs. But it's the same battery that exists in most of this technology, definitely from a certain age. So most of the technology that came through in the 80s and early 90s will almost definitely have a battery in. You shouldn't be afraid of opening some of this stuff up, even if you're just curious about what's in there, because quite often it's quite simple to actually work out where things are and what to do with it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up an A-880, which is a MIDI patch unit, and show you the inside of it. Very simple. So here we have the Roland A-880, which is the MIDI patch unit. As you can see, there you've got the front, a couple of ins and a couple of outs on the front, and then if I flip it over, you've got the 6 more MIDI ins and outs, and on this far side here, a power in. A very simple box. But we're going to take this to pieces and we're going to have a look inside. So the first thing to do is have a quick look at the unit itself. So if I'm looking at this unit, what I can see is we've got some rack ears that have been secured onto the unit. They need to come off. We've also got 6 screws on the bottom and 3 screws along the back, 1, 2, 3, which seem to hold the cover onto the unit. So the first thing we need to do is take the rack ears off. So when you're taking items of equipment to pieces, what I recommend you do is, as you take screws out, take them out and leave them in the same way that they came out of the unit. So here we've got 2 holes at the bottom, 1 hole at the top. There you go. 2 screws at the bottom, 1 at the top. So that's how it came out. Just for safety's sake, I'm going to just do that. That way I know those screws should theoretically go back in that way. I'll now take the ears off on the other side. So there, as you can see, I've done the same on the other side. I've just popped the screws into there for safekeeping. Put that to one side. So now the ears are off, what I need to do is take these 3 screws and these 3 screws out. So now I've done these 3 screws on either side, I've got to do 3 screws at the back. So there's these screws here, 1, 2, 3. So now I've taken the screws out along the back, screws out along the 2 sides at the bottom. You should be able to open it up and see what's inside. So the way the top comes off this particular unit is it slides backwards all the way. There you go, there's the top. Put that to one side. Okay, so now we've got the A880 open, we can have a look at the insides of it. It's actually a very, very simple design, as you can see, not a lot to it. In fact, there's more space in here than in normal units. If we quickly have a whiz around it so you can see what component parts we have from here, this is the mains cable in, this is obviously the mains where it terminates on a 240 volt board. This is the main switch which connects via this push rod to this switch on the front of the unit. From here, it comes out of here into a transformer. That's where it transforms it down from 240 volts AC to probably 12 volts, I suspect. I mean, there is something here that says 18 volts, but I don't believe this is operating at 18 volts at all. I would have thought this would be a 12 volt assembly by the looks of it. This is the main motherboard. There are 3 ribbon connectors off this motherboard. There is 1, 2, 3 going to these front panels. Actually there's 4 if I'm brutally honest, because of this one here. So there's 3 ribbon connectors going to the front panels here, all coming off the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's 1 ribbon connector coming to this back panel here. So these ribbon connectors here are probably to go to these buttons that are along the front here. There you go, those buttons there, so one for logic, etc. And then this ribbon connector here is going to these MIDI inputs at the front. And then this obviously is for the 6 MIDI inputs and MIDI outputs at the back of the unit, like so. Looking at the motherboard itself, there is a proprietary Roland chip in here, which is this one here. There is another chip that actually has the A-880 on, so I would imagine that's some sort of firmware by the looks of it. And then this is the battery that I quite often talk about. And if you need to replace the battery, what you would do here is lift that up, and with another screwdriver, like so, just gently ease it backwards. Okay, I'm not going to do it on this one because I've already done the battery. And when you put the battery in, just make sure that this little tab clips back squarely in place. So that's it. There's not an awful lot to the A880 inside.